Yeah!
Man, I love DayZ. DayZ is one of my favorite games. I'm glad they have a standalone DayZ.
The dumbest debate about this game online the other day, which was the DayZ or DayZ. You think that would be the debate that everybody has? Mm-hmm. Nope. This debate was about whether or not DayZ meant for Day of the Zombies, basically, or if it meant it's the last day of humans, like it's the Z day.
I always thought it was a daisy like a flower. I never thought of it that way. It just blew my mind.
What was the big debate when we first discovered this game? Was it officially DayZ or was it DayZ?
Was it? I don't remember. It's stupid. It's DayZ.
Yeah, I call it DayZ too. So if you're listening to this game time from somewhere else in the world where you say Z instead of Z, too fucking bad, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? And Gus, we've been doing this stuff for 12 goddamn years. Just at Rooster Teeth.
Something like that, yeah.
12 years in April.
Yeah.
Have we reached that point now where it's like, we're not even trying to be sensitive to other people's feelings and stuff here?
Oh, no, I'm totally sensitive. I'm a big sensitive guy.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm super sensitive.
Are you really?
I don't know. Fuck it.
So, we can pick a character now, I see. We can be male or female. You always play a female character.
Not always. I don't know where that started. I do frequently. Now, I would say more often than not I'm male, but it's not all the time I play a female character.
You once specifically said that when you play an MMO, and I think Jack Patillo agreed with you, that you always play a female character because you'd rather look at a female all the time than some dude.
Well, I'd rather look at a girl's butt than a dude's butt. That's true.
That is true, but it is a digital girl's butt versus a digital dude's butt. And does that
a butt's a butt, man. Just saying.
A butt is a butt. All right, so we'll be male. What skin do we want? Do we want light skin? Very dark. Well, that was a big change. Light to very dark. Okay, very dark skin or light? Which one? Oh, wait, now here's dark. Let's go backwards.
You're supposed to probably go the other way.
Light.
Yeah, medium. See, medium. Why's it got to be Asian?
I like this. I like this little in kind of unstated racism here. Light is the top choice, and when I go left, when I go to lesser choices, they are all dark. See the less thing. Oh, look at this.
Fucking subtle. You caught it.
So do we want to be light white people, medium equals Asian, I guess, dark is Hispanic, and then very dark is black?
Yeah.
So what are we?
I don't know. I would probably pick medium, but that dude's Asian.
Let's do it. No, let's do Asians in the apocalypse. You know, I don't see many people who are Asian in zombie movies.
There's that guy in Walking Dead, Glenn. Right?
Oh, Glenn is. Yeah, but Glenn...
He's the only crossover between the Walking Dead video game and the Walking Dead TV show so far that I know of.
And the Walking Dead comic book. He's in all of them.
Oh, okay.
All right, so because DayZ, or this game, let's just say this game from now on.
DayZ.
Because this game is more likely to get killed by humans than by zombies, I'm gonna make a pseudo camo here.
Of course, absolutely.
Oh, look, we can change the color of the...
Do you have any wingtips?
Do you remember we used to play Halo and people would choose gray armor in the original Halo because it was like the hardest to see?
There wasn't any black option.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want you blending in.
Now I'm doing green shoes.
What I would do, starting in Halo 2 when we could play online, I would play a mixture of red and blue armors. Like on one armor set.
You played an elite character,
yeah,
too.
that way people never knew. In my head, it would give them like pause for just half a second, and they would think, is this guy red or blue? And it would give me a chance to shoot them.
And there was always the theory, too, that the elites had a smaller head box.
No, I thought the elites had
box.
I thought the rumor was the elites had a bigger hitbox.
A bigger hitbox, but a smaller head hitbox.
Oh, right.
Especially from behind.
Yeah.
Which is something I've never understood. Here, let's play. People are going to be fucking angry. We're sitting on the character menu. I like that you can set default here. It just goes to show that you're going to be making so many characters in this game because this is a game that has permadeath.
Yeah.
All right, so I've set default. Let's play.
Where's our dude?
Oh, what happened to our dude?
What's going on?
All right.
Fucking
I
bug
will say,
report.
When I loaded this game up, it does say we are playing the alpha version of DayZ, so you're going to see shit like this. Oh, what the hell happened?
No, I think we're good.
You think we are?
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're gonna have a. We're
not going to know. First thing we have to do when we get in the game, fuck the zombies. We have to go find a mirror.
Fuck the zombies. Find a mirror. Okay. And we also want to play an essential server because we're recording this in the daytime, in Central Time, and we want to have a daytime server, not some lousy.
I don't play DayZ at night.
It's horrible. It's horrible. This is a game where
we're playing with Kamyo tits.
Kamyo tits. Who else is in our server? Oh shit! I gotta watch out because we'll get shot here. All right, here we are. We're in.
Oh, the zombie.
Where?
Over there. He's like a fat zombie. He saw
shit,
us.
This is a bad way to start. All right, so can I outrun him?
No, you're just gonna attract more attention. You gotta fucking punch your bitch.
I don't have any weapons. Already.
Maybe he has a mirror. That's not us.
Maybe we could ask him. Oh shit! Here we go.
Is this a racism thing or man? God, look. Zombies have terrible hair.
Well,
He needs a haircut. Fucking clean that shit up, man.
come here, you. All right. I want to drink something in the middle of a fight with a zombie. I want to drink something.
You think you're thinking I could really use a soda.
I'm being attacked by the Walking Dead, but I sure could go for a Gatorade. Stay down, you bitch. What is that?
Where did she come from?
She came from a business meeting. Oh, get. Oh, this
Jesus.
is. Sorry.
God, Dress Barn called. They want their suit back. I always thought that was a terrible name for a store.
Yeah, or like there was Burlington Coat Factory too.
Oh, we're bleeding?
I'm bleeding like a motherfucker already. God dang this game. So this is a game where if I die, I basically have permadeath, but all that really means is I lose my inventory, and I have jack shit apparently right now.
Yeah.
Come here, you.
Well, shit, I'm already bleeding.
I thought I was supposed to start on the beach. I guess my test, I kept my character.
Well,
yeah.
So bleeding's a big deal because now we got to find bandages. We're just gonna fucking bleed out and be shitty now.
What do you
What
start
was that?
with?
Was that her? That wasn't someone else, was it? You start with
Yeah.
some clothes and a flashlight and battery.
Well, the people I killed are gone. Okay, so let's see. Yeah.
Bleeding and thirsty. You can see like the screen's kind of desaturating a bit
Oh my.
because we're fucking bleeding out like a stuck pig.
This is working well.
Oh.
I'm in Forgaderg.
Forgaderg. Love
Right.
Forgaderg.
I believe they have a pharmacy around here somewhere. I can pick up some bandages. This is, I remember from playing the, this started off as a mod for Arma 2, and it became, really, for a lot of people, the only reason they got Arma 2 was to play DayZ the mod.
I really wasn't familiar with the Arma series at all.
No.
I couldn't have told you what Arma was before DayZ, I don't think.
How would you describe it now that you have such experience with it, with DayZ? Would you say it's a military simulator? Or is
Arma is a very thorough, like warfare simulation.
It's really involved.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes simulation to the next level.
I mean, we're bleeding.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're bleeding and we want something to drink. All right, so hopefully there's a house here. From what I remember playing this
fucked.
game in the mod, you gotta have
It's already black and white. We're fucked.
You gotta have spirit. Gotta have hope.
Yep, we're fucked.
All right, well, that was fun.
We should have drank our blood.
That's what I get for not being a medium Asian. We should have drank our own blood.
It would have fixed the problem, right?
That's the circle of life. Okay. That was awesome. So now that I'm unconscious, what do? Do I just wait to be revived or wait to bleed out?
Yeah, we're pretty much dead.
They need to play like hold music while you're doing this. All right?
Do you think you would dream at this point? Or would like blood loss just, you'd be out?
I wouldn't even want to try it. I don't know. Usually people who have some kind of trauma have no memory of that day. Like there's something that happens in the human brain that protects you from the experience of being traumatized.
Well, what if it was a slow bleed out?
Did you know that's a part of anesthesia when you have surgery? They give you an amnesiac.
Yeah.
So that you don't remember being cut on.
Yeah.
That's how come that medicine isn't used for anything else?
I don't understand. I don't think anyone really understands how that stuff works, and that's probably we just respawned right there.
All right.
That's probably the most frightening thing to me.
It might kill my current character. You sure you don't want to lay around doing nothing?
I think we're good.
All right, we're good.
It's like people don't understand how it works, and it doesn't work for some people, and no one knows why.
That command in the bottom left-hand corner has to be the best computer command ever. Ready default. What does that mean?
No, it's exclamation mark. Ready default.
Is that my character name?
It's like the 2008 banks all over again.
Default. Yeah. So the let's talk about this. What are we going to talk about today besides DayZ? Should we talk about how you and I got to know each other? How long have we known each other?
Coming up on 16 years in February, in like 2 months.
How is it possible that are the guys at Rooster Teeth? Who'd you meet first? Did you meet me or Jeff first?
I met you first. I met Jeff a year later.
Okay, so we have known each other. So now, am I the person in your life you've known the longest that you interact with the most?
Yeah, definitely.
On a regular basis.
Yeah.
You're that for me, too. No, Hullum's that for me.
Damn. So you're saying I got to get rid of him?
Hullum and Joel. You can also get rid of him. But isn't that crazy to think about that? How is it possible that for 16 years we interact with each other this much and we still are okay? Oh, Gus is like, he's at my house and he's wiping down my...
Oops.
I think we lost this year. Run. Please wait still. But how is it possible that we've known each other that long, interact with each other that much, and we still don't absolutely hate each other? How is that even possible? I'm exiting.
Liquor. It's like you said, you take something that makes you forget. Then hey, it's like it's all new again.
I go home and bleed myself out every night, and then get new blood. All right, so now I'm here.
It's our default. No, wait, that is our default.
That's medium Asian. Yeah, I'm a medium Asian. All right, so I'll go male, female. Maybe that'll do it. Back. If I play, is it really going to put me in as an unconscious dude?
Let's find out.
Oh my god.
We said respawn.
I did, but it said please wait. All right, central server. Where's the low ping time? Can I sort by times?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that either, though. Do I? I
Yeah, you do.
Central time.
Look right there, first one.
But what time zone is that?
Oh. Dallas, right?
Here,
DAL?
here's central right here. That's just. I'm not taking any chances. I do not want to play DayZ in the dark. And we did say it earlier. The time of the server is equal to the time in the game. So a lot of times the server, even that's in like central time, they'll have it offset because people can't play during work and school. Oh, cool. Okay, so this is the classic starting for DayZ. I'm on the beach, and I have jack shit. I have a flashlight and batteries.
So at least we don't have a zombie in front of us, and at least we're not bleeding.
And at least I'm, got a house where I can search for some stuff.
You know what the best I used to do? You're going to hate me for this. The most fun I used to have when I would play it before Standalone was I would just walk up and down the beach waiting for people to spawn.
And just shoot them?
Yeah, just shoot them.
You know what? That's pretty shitty, but I would rather be shot on the beach than get a bunch of stuff and then get shot.
Yeah. They never had much stuff, but it was fun.
That was terrible. Is that turnaround I did with the mouse? My
Fucking
mouse
tight.
settings are fucked up.
As long as the zombies stay in front of us, we're okay.
I'm gonna get stuck on a piece of it. And this is an alpha. I want to point that out. They keep telling us every time we load the game that it's an alpha. All right. How are we looking here?
I think we're good.
What's that?
So-
I can close the door. So what's the point of this game?
Just to survive. So you got to go around, you got to get supplies, you got to get weapons, and you can really build up equipment. Like you can get, shotguns, assault rifles. There's vehicles, but you got to keep everything in good repair. Rotten orange. We might want that later.
We might trade it with somebody who's making like a rotten potpourri or something.
So in the old version of DayZ before Standalone, there were set spawn points. You knew that, for example, shotguns would always spawn at a farm, military bases, and like crash helicopters would have military grade gear. Hospitals would always have bandages and shit like that. The spawn system's really a lot more elaborate now, so anything can be anywhere. And things can spawn like under beds.
What?
Yeah.
No, how do I get down there?
I think Z will make you go prone.
Dead.
Yeah, okay, we're clear. And then C should bring you back up. I think C is standing, X is crouching, and Z is lay prone.
This is a PC game.
Yeah.
The way you said lay prone, it sounded like a French word.
Le prone. Oh.
All right, so let's go. He's crouching down, though.
I feel like having a
Now he
drink.
stands up. No, I'm stood up.
He wants a fucking drink. So, you just got to go around, and you'll find quickly, like when I started playing this game, I thought, okay, if I see a human, we got to work together, we can beat the zombies. After, 5 hours of playing, you realize humans are just trouble.
Humans are jackasses.
Yeah, if you do not know that person you see in real life, they are a liability, and you should shoot them immediately.
No, to listen to you. So what ends up happening is you run into people and you have these like weird standoffs where you're just like staring at each other, waiting for someone to make the first move to kill the other person.
Yeah.
Or they just
shoot.
Or they just shoot immediately.
Just fucking shoot.
Yeah.
There is no benefit. Then
There is no upside to dealing with other humans, it seems like. It's only downside all the time.
right, well, if you kill them, you get their shit.
Right.
There was that weird story back during the previous iteration of this game where a guy was kidnapped, essentially. Remember that? And was taken hostage
Right.
by other players?
And they took him to like some hill campground they had where they made him fight other hostages with axes, right?
Yes.
And they made them do it. Otherwise, they would kill them all.
It's so fucking weird.
So fucking weird. It's so weird. And there's no rules to it. Like, there's no rules for human interaction.
Can you open that fridge? Is there something back there?
Let me see. Oh, there's a rotten banana. Or just banana. Nope, rotten
No,
banana.
all right, rotten banana.
What's the brand of the fridge?
Unknown.
Ergomersk.
That was a weird 3-burner stove.
All right, let's go upstairs.
What the hell
Oh,
is
that's
that?
creep. It looks like a payday mask.
Yeah, it does. Wolf mask. Oh, hell yeah. Fucking put that shit on. Yeah!
Ah, look at me. Thirsty. Same my character. Ready, thirsty. I gotta find some drinking water. Oh, that's good.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Nope.
Yeah, DayZ, one of the frustrating things about it, you never know what you can open and what you can't.
Man, they love bananas.
Rotten bananas, more like it. You know how it is, when you make something in the game, you want to put it everywhere because you have that one model.
Maybe it's there for scale. Just so you know.
That is a bench-sized bench. I know, because it's a banana for scale. Can I go in that house over there?
Probably.
Wait, I came in this. I came out that gate.
Where's the beach? Yeah, we came from over there.
I came out that gate down there, though. Okay, so if I'm going back in here, there used to be a way to climb over shit, but I don't know what that is in this. Oop, I'll zoom in. There's got to be a way to climb over stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
We won't worry about it. We won't worry about it.
The controls are still really sparse as well, since it is a beta. There's not very many options, especially for key bindings, and not a lot of explanation.
And who knows, now that this game is out but not out since it's alpha, who knows how long before it's finished? I mean, what was Minecraft's time from release to completion?
That was years.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like everything is following that Minecraft model now, where it's like, well, let's just put it out and then we'll finish it on the fly.
Yeah.
Who says games aren't art? Can you imagine being sold a half-done painting?
Like that one.
There we go. Look at these fellas. Were these Scotsmen? I don't know.
Guess. I thought we were in Russia.
Scottish army being prominently featured in Russia. I'm pretty sure we're in Russia because we're in the town of Petrosmuch or something, wherever we said we were.
Yeah.
All right, I'm doing the most dangerous thing you can do in this game. I'm going to walk down the road.
So that's another thing about this game is there's no map and there's no global communication. Like, there's no chat.
You can find a map, though.
You can find a map. And you can talk to people near you.
Which makes sense.
Right, but there's no, like, global chat.
There used to be global chat. It'd be great. It's like, you'd see, like, you know, player Kamyo Tits says, hey, are you friendly? And then you read, Kamyo Tits was killed.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Because he's the dope, busy typing stuff out and trying to make friends.
I think you're the person who showed me this game for the first time.
You know what? Okay, so I got really excited about it because you and I had talked about the potential of somebody making a zombie apocalypse simulation. We talked about it on our podcast.
Yeah.
The Rooster Teeth Rooster.com podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, which is every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Live streaming on Monday, audio release on Tuesday.
So we had talked about that over the years, like if somebody would make a zombie apocalypse simulator. And then I got a message one day on Twitter saying, hey, if you guys really do that, there's a new game, a new mod that's out called DayZ. So I immediately downloaded it, installed it, took a look at it, and then I came in and we did a This Is for Achievement Hunter in this.
Yeah, I think it was Yumi and Gavin, I want to say.
Young Gabby.
Talked about it.
Gabby didn't know shit about it. But, yeah, and so we played. Ooh, fuck me.
He saw you.
I know.
We're screwed.
No, we're not screwed. We're going for a run.
He's going to bite us. We're going to bleed.
Shit. Okay, there's an island out there. Can I swim? I can swim, right?
In the previous version, you could. I haven't tried it in Standalone.
All right, we'll find out. I hate this because you're running, you don't know what's behind you. You turn around, there's like 4 of them. That was a zombie, by the way, for you guys keeping score at home.
Uh-oh. That slowed us down. All right, this is nice.
All right, we're going for a swim.
Maybe we can drink some of this water. I guess this is the ocean, not a lake.
I want to drink something. What's the story?
Oh, there he is.
There he is. All right.
Fucking dumbass zombie.
Can't swim. How do they know how to walk, but they don't know how to swim? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, from zombies in general. Zombies never know how to swim.
I guess they
Is like swimming like a higher cognitive function than other things?
I guess.
like-
Walking, you're just like stumbling. Walking is essentially falling forward and catching yourself, right?
That's a good point.
So, I mean, swimming's a little more coordination.
It does take like you can't half swim. You're gonna sink if you half swim, right?
Right, and they already sank, so
Yeah,
they're
that makes-
they're just trudging along.
Yeah, this game is unforgivingly or unapologetically slow. Like if it takes 20 minutes to walk to the next town, it's gonna take you 20 minutes. You
Yeah, no fast travel, nothing.
Yeah, you gotta be prepared for that. All right,
Assuming you know that there's a town over there.
where's our zombie?
He's down there somewhere.
Oh, look at this, dude. I think I figured out a solution to our problems. He might come out, but I think by then we'll be long gone.
Hopefully.
Well, we'll see. Come on, be optimistic.
Hey, look, there's some billies up there.
Look.
Maybe we can get a soda finally.
It's a whole new apocalypse, guys. You gotta stay optimistic about what can happen. It's a clean slate. All our troubles are gone. All of our past.
All of
sins
our
have been
old
wiped away.
troubles are gone. Got a fucking whole new set of troubles.
Now we just had to find food. I always wonder what the backstory, what's the origin story for the DayZ character? Just like dropped off on the beach with a flashlight and a battery, and that's it.
Yeah, it's a weird way to spawn. Like, not even any equipment. What's that? Is that no, it's a rock.
It's a rock.
I was hoping it was a backpack. I got really excited for half a second.
Well, there are crawling zombies. You can run into those.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We can lean now.
Yep.
See, well, leaning. That's kind of.
I feel thirsty.
I feel thirsty. You know, it's really even creepy when you think the name of our character is Thirsty. To read, I feel thirsty. What is that? Is this burned bodies?
We should make a drinking game out of it. Anytime he says that he's thirsty, we should drink.
All right.
What
Well, I'm
are those?
noticing less zombies in the alpha of the standalone thing.
Yeah, not too many so far.
So they turned this into a standalone product from the mod, and they're in the process of making it. And actually, I was talking with Ashley about this. I was thinking this was getting to the point where they had maybe missed their window. Were you feeling the same way?
Yeah, I think so. But on the other hand, there really hasn't been sufficient competition. No one's come out and made a similar product well.
I think there's been a lot of people who have announced similar things.
And some people who have shipped games that are similar but just fall apart.
That's true. I mean, I guess what would you say is the best zombie simulator that's come out since this?
I don't know.
I think State of Decay was pretty good.
Oh, State of Decay was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but it was. I had a feeling from State of Decay that it was supposed to be bigger, and they kind of pared it down and then put it out as a downloadable title as opposed to a full retail release. But State of Decay was a good game.
I hope they bring that back and add a multiplayer component to it. Cooperative.
So you can see I don't know if you can see on this resolution, but my cursor's kind of bobbing around a little bit like my reticle there for what passes for it, the dot in the middle of the screen. And it's because my guy is, from running, his heart is beating too fast. Where is anything, Gus? Oh,
there's a...
Oh, I'm about to fuck some zombies up. I got a bat.
There
it is.
If this room is like the old version, if this barn is like the old version of DayZ,
What's the toggle of the weapons? Is it slash? Shit. Ooh.
there's probably a room upstairs.
How do I toggle to the weapons, though? There's something to do that. Like I toggle my weapon ready. Is it 0?
I don't know. Period. Obviously, we're experts.
Yeah, no. We're this game is literally brand new, and we're figuring it on
There's
the fly.
probably a room down over there. Oh,
That's
no.
a cloth. Oh, it's the same texture. So, I wonder what's involved. Like when you move from a mod of something to a standalone, is it still based on the Arma 2 engine?
There's probably a room. The room's behind you.
Something over here,
Oh,
though.
okay.
Yeah.
From what I
Who's
understand,
thirsty now? Nobody.
from what I understand, this is a hybrid between the Arma 2 and Arma 3 engine.
All right.
So it's an upgraded version of the Arma 2 engine with features that do not exist in the Arma 2 engine. Well, that's the fastest drinking game ever. Invisible can.
I won. I'm now level 2. But there's nothing like that in this game. There's no leveling. There's nothing other than your inventory, which is why the permadeath matters in this.
Yeah, because once you have some good shit, you get really upset
When
if
somebody
you lose it.
Yeah, and you can lose it not just from being killed, but from just people coming and stealing your shit because you can't keep everything in your inventory. Mm-hmm. I remember it's like the game. I never got to the point where I could do vehicles or anything like that, but all those things are in there. Like there's vehicle controls. You could build a car with parts.
I rode a bike once.
Did you?
It was I was so happy. I would just drive right around, attract zombies, and train them to other survivors.
I gotta figure out how to use my.
I'm looking it up.
Here, I'll go to controls right here. It'll tell me. Assignments, infantry movement. Here we go. Weapons. Fire is primary mouse button. Optics, zeroing up, hold breath. Toggle weapons is T. Okay. If I read that right. What do you mean you want to drink something? You just drank something, Thirsty.
No, he wants to. He doesn't need to.
Well, we all want stuff. All right, hold on 1 second. Where's my? That's not working.
You still have it in your inventory, right?
I think I do. Yeah, it's done. Oh, I don't know. Controls. Let's go back to assignments here. Am I crazy here? Let's see. Weapons. Toggle weapons is T.
T.
Yeah. Maybe I don't have it in the right place in my inventory. Looks like I do.
That's up there with the other shit you're wearing.
I have a pristine bat. It's all looking good. Shift T, is that? Bust out that fucking bat, dude. I'm gonna ask a really dumb question. Is a bat considered a weapon? It must be, right?
I think so.
What else can you use it for? Maybe a campfire or something like that?
We have-
Oh, is there something in there? Yeah. There's a zombie in there. Yeah, he's in there. Or is it a person? There's a lot of this in this game, just crawling along.
I like how you mat down the grass.
Oh, right. So that's so you can see where someone's been crawling through.
There's something. That looks like a zombie.
It does. It's got that zombie silhouette. Low brow.
It's profiling.
Oh, no. It's all good. How do I arm this bitch?
Oh,
All
wait,
right.
go
Text Adam.
back real
Ask
fast.
Adam. Ask Adam how the fuck to do it. Call him. Call him. Don't ask him.
You want me to call him?
Sure, why not?
Where is he?
Maybe if I take it out of my inventory, put it back in. This is alpha. I keep saying that like it's the game's fault.
Does it go into your hands?
No. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
there it
that's
is.
it, dude.
All right, I hung up on him.
All right, and if I T, okay, well that's okay as long as I do that. All right, now I can kill stuff if it comes.
Okay,
out.
now we're good. Fuck that zombie up.
Should I do it? Should I go check him out?
Sure, why not?
What the hell is
What else are we gonna do?
I know, right? Continue to look for rotten bananas and oranges and stuff.
I mean, this is our life. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, if we lose our bat.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's like it's a metaphor in a weird way. A Russian game becomes a weird metaphor for capitalism, in that your life is just your stuff, right? I mean, it's essentially
Yeah.
all you care about, and it's like if you're gonna die, you might as well just like, oh no, you don't. You must not have seen my friend Louisville Slugger.
Fuck him up. Wait, was that a gun?
I think it was.
That's a gun. Someone's shooting around here.
No, I think it's just alpha stuff.
Okay.
I think I'm hitting the walls. It doesn't have a noise for a bat hitting walls.
I got really freaked out.
But there, by the way, there's a lot of that where.
Oh, we're bleeding.
Here we are. What does that broken chain mean?
I think
always
it's a
wondered.
bad network connection.
Oh, you're a bad network connection. Stay down.
Fucking brain him. Fast-paced combat. All right, he's dead.
He's dead. Can I search him?
Nope, he's gone.
I got warm blood on my clothes. Now I'm fucking bleeding again. Uh-oh.
We might get lucky and find a bandage
It
here.
used to give you a bandage.
Yeah.
That used to be one of the main
I
things it
think.
would give you.
Oh, is that food?
Yes. Is it? They're like, get on the floor to get it. It's food, right?
Fucking Russian beans, dude.
Beans are a funny thing in this game. It used to always give you a can of beans, too. Let me do this. Just back in inventory.
See vicinity. It's right there.
Oh, well, hell's bells. Give me them beans. I'm gonna eat them.
It's badly damaged. Fuck it.
What do you mean? That's fine. Eat my beans.
Uh-oh. What was that?
It's my guy being like
Oh.
huffy and puffy. Sorry, thirsty.
Did you see? I saw a video the other day
Shit, I'm gonna die.
where someone showed how to open a can of food if you don't have a can opener.
Oh, yeah. Where you rub it on cement?
Yeah.
We'll remember that to the day I die now.
Really fucking handy.
Yeah, it really is handy.
It's like, who was it? Was it like Sylvester and Tweety Bird? Like Sylvester always needed the fucking can opener and Tweety Bird would hide it?
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know who it was, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It was one of those old school, like, can openers.
Yeah. Maybe it was Tom and Jerry. Whatever. It was like some old cartoon cat. Always had tons of cat food, but just couldn't eat it. And stupid cat.
Could have just rubbed it on the cement. He'd have been fine. All right, I got.
Yeah, we're bleeding out. You can see the screen
Slowly,
gets you lose the color.
It used to be like a bunch of hourglasses on the screen. You had all these like indicators. That seems to be all gone now.
Yeah. It's
right,
probably
let's-
more realistic.
What? That you don't have indicators on your
Yeah.
screen? Yeah, a little bit more.
You're not wearing Google Glass.
What's saying? You have 1,000 less blood.
Oh, I forgot about that. Jesus.
Yeah, you need to go get blood like you get blood units later in the game, an IV, and you can actually add blood. That was the only way to recover health was to
Get a blood pack.
get a blood pack, yeah, and an IV and a way to do it. And that was like way deep in the game.
You'd have to find like a hospital.
And obviously, I'm playing this game a little bit more aggressive than you would normally play it, just because I don't want it to be like 30 minutes of us in the grass doing nothing. But come on, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something besides just the game that we're playing here.
All right.
Here, I'm gonna let you take over.
What?
And then, yeah, you take over.
You just want me to be the one in control when he dies. I know how this goes.
Yeah, I'm a bitch like that. All right, let's open this door.
Open door.
Oh! These people have shit in their house, man.
They're
Come
Russian.
on. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, where's the car with the dash cam? Shit. All right,
Their clothes are damp with blood.
that's pretty bad. If I'm damp with blood, it's a bad sign.
I'd like to see what that looks like. They need to implement more mirrors.
Just stop and ask a zombie. How do I look, man? Be
Don't look bad?
level with me. Am I a light dude or am I a medium dude?
What's that?
All right.
Another rotten orange?
Eat.
Fresh kiwi? So we once did an immersion where we tested, whether or not eating food makes you feel better, like in video games.
I'm unconscious.
Food does not make you feel better in DayZ.
No, it does not. It's one of the few games. All right, you're taking over.
right,
Why don't you make a lightly dark Hispanic dude? Then you can play as that. All right, let's try respawn. Think that'll work? Let's
Sure.
just exit. Fuck it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm unconscious. What's the worst could happen to me? Wait a moment for DayZ.
You think someone will come along and
Here, make your dude.
and resuscitate you?
Oh, I'm sure that's the first thing I would do if I was playing DayZ and I found a dead dude. I wouldn't search him for stuff. Somebody got a baseball bat off my ass. Damn it. But this becomes like it's not like a pick up and play game where, you're like, oh, I'll just play for like a minute or two or, like a 10-minute match or something like that. Oh, there's our dude.
Yeah, he's dying. And what's funny is the whole menu's in black and white now because he's unconscious.
Yeah, but how do we get away from that dude? How do we kill that dude? Well, when they say early access alpha, then I think it's version 0.3. They are not optimistic about this game coming out anytime soon. We're a long way away from 1.0. All right, here we go. Gosh, so funny when you know somebody for a long period of time. I don't even like the way that you did that. I don't like the way that you hit connect instead of double clicking the name of the server.
Jesus.
I'm critical. I'm critical.
I feel like having a drink.
So, I think I've told the story too of how I met you for the first time. Dude, what's your take on that? Like, when do you remember meeting me for the first time?
Ooh, there was someone right there. There was another fucking player right there. You just disconnected. You did the new employee orientation at the company we used to work at.
And so I was the guy who said, "Oh, welcome to the company.
Yeah.
Sign this, sign that.
Yeah.
We're a great company to work for.
Yeah.
You're gonna be very happy here."
Yeah, you did the whole cheerleading thing. I was like, uh-oh, we're in trouble.
It was actually a really good company. A lot of people it always bugs me when people leave a job and they're so critical about as the moment they walk away from the job, they're always like, "Oh, it was terrible there," and everybody's saying, "I'm, fucking sinking ship and all that stuff." We actually really liked that job.
It's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
I still run into people I will frequently run into people who I don't know who have worked there. Mm-hmm. Like the other day, I was at a convenience store near my house, and a guy walked in wearing a shirt from that company. And I was like, "Oh, you work there?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I used to work there." Guy didn't give a shit.
Didn't care at all.
Didn't care at all.
Yeah.
He's like, "Cool." He just walked out with his beer.
See ya. But yeah, it's always weird to run into people that work the company and TSTV, the place where
Kameka.
It's like walking around a risk board at this point. I've run into people from TSTV a lot too, where they were at TSTV, Texas Student Television at the university, where Joel and Matt and I met. It's also where Miles and if you listen to Blaine's Game Time from last week, we talked a lot about TSTV. But it's always weird running into people from those two places. No, that's serene.
This is my DayZ experience.
Yeah, this is it. This is simpler times, Gus.
So I frequently, when we,
Oh, you're fucked.
when we would do the podcast and I'd have to look up TSTV, it was always really annoying because when I would Google search it for looking for logos or images to use for it, always transsexual, transvestite stuff.
Oh, right. I never thought about that. Yeah, well, you're welcome. That's a little treat during your day. We don't have a very good not safe for work policy. Like if people are browsing stuff that's not safe for work.
We have to actively
Alpha version
warn people that that's a possibility when they interview and come on.
I think our employee orientation is a lot different at Rooster Teeth than it is at any other company, including the one where we worked. Now, a part of it is like, look, this is a company. You are going to be paid to work here, but you need to understand that, what is the phrase? This is an adult comedic environment, and as such, you are going to be exposed to things that you would not normally be exposed to in a professional corporate environment.
Right.
And that's the lawyers, when we were making our employee handbook, had the most fun with that statement. They're like, what does that mean? I was like, you're probably just better off not knowing.
Just don't ask.
We just need people to understand that they're going to run into some pretty crazy shit working at this job.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not like the old job. When I first started at that old job where you did the orientation, I want to say a shift of employees was like 3 people.
Oh, yeah.
And I think by the time I left, a shift was probably like 50 or 60.
Yeah, I think when I started working there was 19 people in the whole company. And then when I left, I was president of the company. I had to make a big decision whether or not to go with Rooster Teeth, if that thing could last, or if I could stay there as the president of the company. I got a book. But when I left, it went from 19 total employees to I think they were at like 500 or 600 employees by that point in time.
That's crazy. Growth. Yeah.
Crazy. Two totally different companies. Now they've grown by leaps and bounds since then. What are you going to throw it away?
I was trying to put it in my hands to read it.
No, give me a break. You blackjack. I remember taking you to Vegas for the first time. That's one of the things. I kept insisting that you would like Vegas. Oh, you got a fucking knife. And in fact, we have a long-running joke at the company. There's one of the few inside jokes in Red versus Blue is the whole Vegas quadrant thing where Simmons doesn't want to go there.
Yeah.
It's because you hated Vegas so much.
I didn't hate Vegas. I just didn't want to go that time.
You didn't want to go ever, though. Like, you're so goddamn stubborn.
It was that one time.
But you're so stubborn, like, after that one time became a big deal, then you were like, fuck it, I'm never going. And then we went, and you had a great fucking time.
Yeah, you would be fun.
And you got married there.
No, I didn't. I got married in Austin.
Oh, you had your anniversary there.
Yeah. I like the color. I like the blue.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice accent. I noticed they like gave up like halfway around the house though.
That's when the zombie apocalypse started.
They were like mid paint stroke, and they were like, "Yeah, whoa, fuck this."
Well, when we went to Vegas, we tried to walk the entire strip. We started up at the Wynn.
I'm gonna sound like such a woman in this, but I had bought a new pair of dress shoes, and I had this crazy dumb idea that I would take Gus to every single casino on the strip that we'd walk through, give him the full Vegas experience. And so we did that. We walked and went to every casino. I think I walked a hole through the back of my foot.
You pretty much did.
Yeah, I was bleeding by the time we
look,
finished.
Man, I'm so much better at DayZ than you are.
What is this? You got a fucking knife and you got bandages. Just stab yourself.
Look at this.
What? Mother load. This is a big deal. We find stuff like this. Oh, are you that limited in inventory?
Can I take the first take? Okay, there we go. Nope.
Maybe put it in the slot you just had.
I should get rid of this.
Yeah, you totally should do that. And then put it in that slot.
This is too big.
Can you put the batteries in the flashlight? Is that possible?
Attach? Yes. But see, this takes 6 spots. I only have 4.
Oh, because you see at the top there, top right, it says 6.
So 6, and I've got 4
Dude,
in my jeans.
maybe you couldn't.
All right,
You'd
so what do I
find a
need?
way.
What do I got? IV. Oh, we were just talking about this. Fucking blood bag kit?
Man, that's unbelievable. You definitely need bandages. What are those?
Yeah.
What's the other ones? What's the flat bandages? Those on the right. Waterproof.
Oh.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah,
there's some good shit here. All right, I'm stupidly gonna leave the IV stuff behind.
And it's a blood bag?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a dragonfly.
We'll just have to remember where this is.
Hanging
when
out.
the shit goes down. What the hell is that?
Looks like a cap, like a ball cap. I bet.
Where's my mouse?
I don't know. It's alpha.
All right, there we go.
Red beanie hat. Nice.
Yeah.
Look at you, man.
Look at that.
I wouldn't mess with this dude. I'd be like, shh, there's a medium dude over there.
I don't have a mask or anything, but I'll fuck you up.
I'm now going to refer to people by race only by their classification in DayZ. From now on, you're light dark.
I'm light dark.
You're my light dark friend.
All right, what's going on? Ooh, maybe I can download some porn. So yeah, we started at the Wynn, and I don't remember where we walked all the way down to. We walked down both sides. I think we got to the Luxor before we stopped.
Yeah, we
and
really
then on both
did
sides.
Make it. I'm sure a lot of people don't know the Las Vegas geography, but we probably went to out of, like 20 casinos on the strip. I think we went to like 17 of them.
Yeah.
Like we went to the Monte Carlo and like a lot of stuff. And the thing is, I just had my feet were literally bleeding by the time we finished that.
Is that a map? No, fuck.
Oh yeah, that is the thing. He said there's no maps in the game, but you can find a map.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can find a compass, and you can find pretty much everything, like a nuclear fission reactor if you're lucky enough, I guess.
If you get far enough in the game.
But yeah, over the years, I mean, it's been crazy. It's like the stuff we start off doing often turn. Oh, what's that? Did you hear that?
No.
I thought I heard something.
You got me scared.
I did.
Let me get my knife.
Now you're prepared. Was that like a hidden room? I felt like that was hidden.
No, it's the door. Open up, you bitch.
So you met me, but when did we officially meet? Because that's like the time, like I would been an executive at the company and I did the employer orientation. But like, when did we like officially
meet? I don't know.
You were promoted to manager pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How long were you there before you were manager?
So I got promoted from an entry-level position pretty quickly. I want to say within like a month or two. And then I was a manager, I think, within 6 months of getting hired. So we probably would have started seeing each other a lot more at that point.
Yeah, because I worked with all the managers. There was like a team of like 10 managers at the time.
At the time, I think there were like 3 or 4.
Yeah, there really wasn't many. And so it was like that's the group that I worked with the most, and that's how I got to know you. But I recall the first time I actually met you was in the break room. We had a Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, right.
And the game that everybody would play was Dead or Alive 2, and it was just for fun. And everyone was kind of video gamey because it was a tech company. But I had played video games my whole life, and I thought I was really good at them. It's hard to remember this, but in the days before, Xbox Live and everybody was playing online games, that wasn't really that common a thing. Like, some people would play shooters online and things like that. But,
Right.
there wasn't even, any MMOs besides EverQuest, maybe.
Yeah, at the time it was pretty early.
There wasn't much stuff.
EverQuest was definitely out.
So it wasn't uncommon to be the best gamer that you knew. Like, if you were... it happened with Halo, where everyone thought they were the best in the world at Halo until Halo 2 introduced Xbox Live, and then you realized everyone else in the world is better than me. Wow, she looks nice.
Yeah, she did not go to Dress Barn.
Purple blazer. Man, these guys cost blood, right away.
Well, luckily I got a fucking bandage.
And you know where they are, right? And you know where the blood bag is.
Yep.
Dude, if I'm a zombie, Gus, I'm just saying, you're giving your best effort here. I would go down if I was.
Jesus Christ.
It was better to go with fists.
The fuck?
There we go. And that little
Oh my god.
the little icon is so you can search them. But that's the other thing in this game, and zombies don't ever have shit on them.
Well, why would they? They don't need shit.
Well, I guess not, but it's not a choice of whether it was what they had on them when they died. Like, occasionally you can run into, if I recall correctly, yeah. So Gus is going to bandage up because unless you bandage, you will just continue to bleed. Oh, you have 10 remaining?
Oh, those are water tablets.
Oh.
I think each of these is 4 applications.
Oh, that's cool, dude. All right, he's happy now. You still seem like you're no longer bleeding. Okay, you see it right there.
Where did my knife go?
It's in your hand?
No.
Oh,
See,
it's in the
it's over
vicinity.
here.
You dropped that shit.
Yeah.
Um,
How do I get this? Okay.
well, that's kind of a weird problem.
Okay, there. I had to close that. Huh.
Maybe drop the flashlight.
Drop that.
One of the things I always hated about this game when it was a mod was I hated the inventory system.
Yeah, the inventory systems.
I have to admit. Oh, come on.
God. Seriously?
All right.
Oh, what the fuck?
Why is this happening to you
Why
now?
is this in my inventory now?
It's alpha. Everyone.
Oh, shit.
Point out it's alpha.
So we
That
were
was
playing
you.
Dead or Alive.
Okay, so everybody at the company would play Dead or Alive occasionally, and you sat down one day to play, and you played Helena.
Yes.
And I played Tina, and I don't know, for whatever reason you were about to play, and I thought, I always felt like whenever I played people in video games, I would have to dumb down my ability of playing video games.
Because you're so good.
Yeah, and if you beat someone, then they would never want to play with you. So I dumbed down, and for whatever reason I said to you, we played a match, and I'm pretty sure I perfected you in the first match. Got a flawless victory. Yeah. And you were like, and I said, I should probably warn you, I'm pretty good at video games. And I remember you then proceeded to beat the shit out of me in the second round, and you perfected me, and then you looked at me and you go, I have to warn you, I'm pretty good at video games. Like, you were so pissed. You were so mad that I said that.
You let your opponent show their hand, and then you attack them, then you show your true strength. Fucking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon shit there, man.
It's like the Sun Tzu's art of fighting games.
of Dead or Alive.
I love it. But that's the first time I remember meeting you. And then, we just worked together, and I remember you were working on lots of different stuff. What was the thing you guys worked on before Drunk Gamers? Ugly Internet.
Yeah.
So you made a website called Ugly Internet.
Right, which was basically the idea was to look at ugly websites, because there were tons of them at the time, and critique them, and then email the webmasters and tell them what a terrible job they did. And then, I'm not sure how nerdy people listening are, we would petition the Internet Registry to revoke their IP space, saying that it was a waste of IP addresses, and try to get them totally removed from the Internet.
Because it was so terrible?
Yeah, because it was awful.
And one of the sites, if I recall correctly, one of the sites that you put up, what was your viewership, do you think, on that? Like, your readership?
It was like 300 people a day.
300 people, yeah. And one of the guys, when you posted, he found out about it because, of course, people would always mail the guy, webmaster at lousyinternetsite.com.
Oh, we would tell him, too, yeah.
You'd tell him. And he got really upset.
Oh, yeah, he
And
was
He
angry.
started threatening you guys. Was like threatening your life. I remember, didn't he write Jeff and talk about his truck?
Yeah, he described his house and his truck, and this is before Google Maps, before Street View. Mm-hmm. So not only did he find out where he lived, but he had been there and seen the space.
Yeah, hey, nice truck in your describe Jeff's truck in his front yard.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, that understandably freaked Jeff out.
Yeah, I think we shut the site down the next day.
So let that be a lesson to you. If anybody bugs you online, just make death threats and go to their house, and it works.
we stopped.
And then after that, Drunk Gamers started, and I had always talked to you guys about Ugly Internet because I liked it. I had already made my movie in college with Matt and Joel at this point, and I was always interested in people doing creative stuff, and it didn't have anything to do with what we were doing at work, so I just thought it was interesting. And then you guys started doing Drunk Gamers, and I forget when I started writing for you guys.
It was pretty early on. It was pretty much at the beginning.
Yeah, pretty quickly, and it's really interesting because it's 2 generations ago now, but Drunk Gamers really picked up during the GameCube, PS2, original Xbox launch.
Yes.
And we kind of split this site up where Gus was the GameCube guy.
No.
No, you're the Sony guy.
Yeah.
And you're the PlayStation guy. I was the Xbox guy, and Jeff was the GameCube guy. At least those are the roles we kind of played.
Right, just to kind of stoke the fires a bit.
Yeah, and we would argue about stuff and talk. And the whole purpose of the site was to drink and play video games. The real purpose, the business model of the site, was to convince video game companies to give us free video games.
And maybe free alcohol from alcohol companies.
That actually worked really well over time because people always give us free alcohol.
Yeah, but we didn't get it from the companies.
No, but we do get free games now, 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah, it happens.
We still don't get. It's amazing. We still don't get something like that, but we get free booze from people who come see us at conventions, and we occasionally get a free video game. But we did Drunk Gamers, and you were the guy basically that ran the site.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it fair to say that in those days you were the face of Drunk Gamers? You were the main personality.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I think that was true all the way through the first couple of years of Red vs. Blue.
I don't think with Drunk Gamers there was any one person who defined the personality. I think everyone had their role they played, but I don't think there was any necessarily one person who was more noticeable than anyone else.
I would disagree. As somebody who was there, you had, I wrote under a different name. I wrote under Busby back then, and I didn't actually put I don't think I have any photos online. I mean, I had some good stories that I was really proud of. I did a thing where I was supposed to review. It was a review site as well, and I had to review. What was it? Soldier of Fortune 2.
Yeah, Soldier of Fortune 2.
The multiplayer demo, the demo for the game, because we were so broke back then that we would actually just play the demos of games.
Why not?
It
was a good way to generate content.
Instead of getting the games, we would review demos. And I was supposed to do a review for this game, and I didn't have time, so I was too busy actually enjoying the game and playing it. That was a lot of fun. That one demo level where we had to get to the
You have
roof.
to get the suitcase?
Yep.
I swear to God, I sound like a fucking zombie.
You do sound like a zombie. Maybe you're zombifying.
Maybe, from the bite.
But maybe the bandages you were zombie bandages. Anyway, but I sat down with my girlfriend and I had her watch me play the game, and then I just interviewed her about what the game was about, and it was a funny, stupid article about how she didn't understand anything about video games, and boy, that was a long time ago, and then we kind of rolled with that for a little while. I kind of became the Halo guy because all anyone cared about with the original Xbox was Halo.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the first year of launch,
Right. It was the very first year when Halo was a launch title. And, we actually started the one thing that we revived from Drunk Gamers was Drunk Tank.
Yes.
We brought that back where it was a thing where I would watch my girlfriend read these fashion magazines, and they would have this thing where they would put up a picture of a person on the red carpet, and all these snarky comedians would do one-liners. And I thought, well, that's a good way we could do content.
Yeah.
And so we would just do that every week with 3 different questions from the video game.
Because, of course, it's a lot easier to generate text and to type something out as opposed to making pictures or video. Because back then, there was no video, really. So it was all pictures or text. So it was well, we're not good at Photoshop. Let's just type shit.
I started doing some video stuff. And there's a couple things that shaped the way that we do things now, all the way even through Rooster Teeth. Running at you.
Where's my fucking knife?
It's in your hands. Here, let me hit T. That did nothing. Player Red Death is losing connection. Put it in your hands. Put it in your hands. Oh, wow, you can do it on the fly here. Oh, did that really help, though? I mean, I hate to be...
Yeah, we're going to die.
So a couple of things that we carried over was because we were a review site, we ended up reviewing games. That only makes sense. But we thought because we were so snarky and full of ourselves, or, just young guys, we didn't really much care. We didn't realize there's actually people working on these games. So we would make snarky reviews. And there was one in particular I remember, which was Bloodwake. Mm-hmm. It was a racing game, a boat racing game.
Boat combat game.
Boat combat game for Xbox. And one of our other writers, Orion, a kid from Pennsylvania, he wrote the review. And at one point he was kind of like Michael in a way. Like he was all snarky and like that northeastern New England kind of brash personality. And he put the disc in the microwave to microwave it and make it spark because that was more entertaining than playing the game. And the guys from Bloodwake wrote us and were like, "Hey, would you mind telling us what you didn't like about the game instead of all the other stuff? Because we worked really hard on it. We're proud of it. We think there's some things we could have done better."
Yeah, we had a good team working together.
Yeah, we were like, "Holy shit!" We felt terrible about that. And it's I don't think we've done reviews pretty much since that point. I mean, they definitely petered out from that point, but it was never really our mission to review stuff, especially stuff that we don't like. And, because it's like, these guys worked hard on it. Sure, we didn't like it, but there's a lot of people who probably will post on, Reddit/r/gaming. Anybody remember this? And a picture of Bloodwake on the original Xbox. That was good battle.
I can't believe that went that well.
Yeah, when you were walking in a circle while she stumbled around you. But that actually, I don't think we've ever talked about this. That site ended badly. We all got very mad at each other, and the site just got taken down.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was an exercise in working with people we really didn't know, and I think ultimately that was a big problem. Was a lot of the people who wrote with us we didn't know personally and weren't local to us. So when there was a problem or a misunderstanding, things really got blown out of proportion.
Right. And then there was some hurt feelings, and then one day the site, you and Jeff just pulled the whole thing down.
Yeah.
And we're just like, see ya, fuck this.
It was interesting timing because that was January of 2003.
Yeah.
That happened.
Was it? It was probably maybe a little earlier than that, but it was definitely between November 2002 or between September 2002 and April 2003.
Right.
Because one of the biggest things we had done there, you said there was no video back in those days, but on that site we did the Apple Switch ad parody.
Right.
Which is where I put you in a video where we were parodying the Apple Switch ads.
Real fast. How do I not walk? How can I walk?
Double shift. And then double tap W to run. Okay.
All right.
I put you in an Apple Switch ad where we were parodying the old ads where Apple users were switching to Mac and how great it was. And Gus played a guy who switched to Mac for games, and it was really shitty.
Awful. Yeah.
And that was the first thing you and I ever worked on a video production level.
Okay, I'm sorry. My head's moving, but I'm not turning my body.
What do you mean?
Was it control? See?
Oh, you're in look mode?
Oh, there. It was Alt. Okay.
Okay.
No.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Here, you talk about it. Continue talking about that. I'll take over because I want you to talk more than I talk.
Okay, so the Apple Switch ad, I remember I was not working at the place because I was trying to see what that thing is on the ground. I was working at another place. I'd already left the job that we worked together at. And Apple was releasing these Switch ads, and I remember the popular one was the Ellen Fleiss one.
Ellen Fleiss, yeah.
And
she seemed like she was stoned in it.
Right. You said you IM'd me, and you were like, "You want to film something?" I said, "Yeah." And you said, "Go to the photo store." You sent me to Holland Photo, which is across from the Alamo.
You fuckers love talking about this.
South Lamar. It's not there anymore, but I went there, and you were like, "Go there and buy a blue light." I was like, "Okay." So a blue light and a white light. So I bought a blue light and a white light, and I took them there. And we went to the old place where we used to work at.
Oh, you're fixed.
And you painted a.
It's a pylon. That's all it is.
You painted a wall white, and we set the lights up. And I remember I was like, "Why do we need? I understand why we need a white light. Why do we need the blue light?" You're like, "Oh, we got to have a blue light here," and you kind of talked around it. I was like, "Yeah, but why specifically do we need a blue light?" And you looked at me just like, "I don't know. There's just always a blue light." Which just goes to show like how far we've come, I guess.
Well, but can't you relate to that too? How many times you do things that we're like, let's see, you just don't worry, you're supposed to do this.
Just do it. So we were there. We painted the wall. We set up the lights, and you filmed me, and we just wrote down like 10 funny ideas on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. We have the behind the scenes where it's me and Jeff like calling shit out to you from off screen.
Yeah. It was like talk about this, say something about that, and we filmed it. You put it up. And I guess that was the first video thing we did, and this was in like August of 2002.
So when you say put it up, describe what put it up means.
Oh,
because everyone else is going to think we hit the upload button and send it to YouTube.
Yeah, so we got a server, encoded the video, uploaded the video, and then like embedded that video on our website. So and then like made a link so people could download it. I guess there was no embed really. People had to download it. You had to download it and then watch it when it was done downloading. That was called
streaming back then.
Right.
To watch a video in a window was called streaming.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing they did back then was Real Player. But yeah, we had right click to download. Basically, is the way it worked.
And so it was like a 50 megabyte file or something.
Oh my god!
Everyone had to download it
at least, and we had to like link it on Fark at the time. Dig wasn't even around back then. And we'd send it to Slashdot. That was your thing. If we got on Slashdot, you were always so goddamn happy.
That was one of the early big days for Red vs. Blue. Was we got linked on Fark, Penny Arcade, and Slashdot all on the same day.
That was episode the first PSA.
I want to say I think I know the date. I believe it was May 5th, 2003.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge growth in traffic. Slashdot is still a popular site, but back then it was much bigger.
Sure. I mean, all those things. I mean, it's like anything in social media. Over time, they all just kind of change, and you don't even realize sometimes when it's happening. But then you look up after a couple of years, and all the names are different.
So I mean, that really got us started. And then after we shut down Drunk Gamers, late 02, early 03. We got contacted by Computer Gaming World.
That's right.
Because they wanted to put that video on a CD that they included with the magazine.
There's a CD that they would glue to the front of their magazines.
Talk about fucking two dead mediums, right? They would mail it. They would mail it to you. I mean, three dead mediums. So the original video had at the end it had a slate that said, go to drunkgamers.com. But since Drunk Gamers didn't exist anymore, you said, it would be a waste to put this video out there and not have something to direct people to.
I did, yeah. I said, and by that point, I had already made the Red vs. Blue trailer. And so I said, I'll tell you what, guys. We want to start this project, Red vs. Blue, so why don't we just rebrand all the trailer, the Apple Switch ad stuff. It had a Drunk Gamers thing at the end. I said, why don't we say redversusblue.com, and we'll send people there instead of sending them to a dead website. And you and Jeff were like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and we hadn't actually even made the first episode at that point.
Right. The trailer that you made shortly after the Switch parody. That was like in September of 2002.
Well, I kept trying to explain to people the idea that I had for Red vs. Blue, and it's one of those things that once you see it and you know what it is, it makes perfect sense. I'm literally wandering through the forest. At,
I also have no idea why he's like, even if you run, like when you're walking normally, not running, he's not walking as fast as he should. And that causes you to run, then you get tired, and
it's not going to go uphill. Sorry about this. I'll get us to something.
Fascinating, beautiful game. Fuck, I have no idea where the blood pack is anymore.
Oh shit, yeah, I'm way away from that.
So
you were on a road leaving town. That's not my fault. That's not my fault at all. Here, I see telephone poles up here or something. But yeah, so we try to direct everybody to go to redversusblue.com, and the Apple Switch ad video is actually pretty important because that was the video where Matt was in LA. And he had this guy that worked for him who was a jackass who was always goofing off. And Matt, there's a house up here, I'll go to this. Matt would have to go in all the time when he was working in Hollywood in visual effects. And he had to bug this dude. But he also wanted to see whatever the dude was looking at because it was like this guy found all the cool stuff online. And one day he walks in, he sees Gus on the dude's desktop. And he had such a moment of confusion. He was like, why is Gus on your, do you know Gus? And the guy's like, I don't know, who's Gus? What are you talking about? And he listened to the Apple Switch ad, and he thought, that sounds like something Burnie would wrote. That's the way Matt said it. So he called me, and he said, hey, I saw this video online on this guy's desk, and it's got Gus. And I go, oh, yeah, we put that up yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so before I could call somebody that I would want to see the video, he had seen it naturally on his own. That's a very common story today, but that was crazy for back in those days.
Yeah, because there was no central video service. Like now, there's a million different video distribution platforms. that make it a lot easier.
And people share video all the time.
You can do it from your phone.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about it. We had a little DV camera and had to encode it, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was on we shot on tape. TV tapes.
Tape, yeah. But yeah, so to do that back then was really, really something different.
So we rebranded the Apple Switch ad as Red versus Blue to direct people to the new site. I said, by that point I made the trailer and you guys were wanting to do it. And then we basically, got going, you set up the website, and we got ready to show this thing. And it was important because we had to communicate right away that this was a series. It wasn't just a one-off video.
Right, so that people would come back.
Right, because otherwise people didn't go back because there was no such thing as like a video and then another video based on it. And we were going to do a weekly show, and we wanted people to know that. Which
was heavily influenced by Homestar Runner.
Right, and the difference was that Homestar Runner was every week, but they weren't related to each other, except for the characters.
Right, and also it was Flash video, which was a lot bigger back then. Now that's not a thing anymore.
Oh, Flash animation was so huge back then, so huge. Well, Newgrounds is still around, a huge site, and people do that, but yeah, it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. There's no Flash series, or you don't go to Shockrave.com or any of those sites that had all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good little hidey hole up here.
It is. I've been up here. One time I had a gun and I was hiding up here in a mod and I killed 50 zombies. They were all littered down here because they just kept coming one after the other. I think there was some jackass out there leading them to me.
Or the sound of your gun.
Yeah, the sound of the gun too. That also draws people in. But yeah, the Apple Switch ad went up, and so that was actually Computer Gaming World helped shape a lot of those early things we did because we had this deadline that the magazine was going to hit stands April 1st. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why it was the April issue, and that's why our company's anniversary is April 1.
Right.
Because we had to get everything up and running by then.
Yeah, and I think they contacted us, literally a week after we shut down Drunk Gamers, and the deadline to get them the video file was in late January, I want to say, maybe early February. And it's funny to me to think of that crazy amount of lead time. We had to get them that video a couple months ahead of time.
Yep.
Before they shipped it to newsstands.
Yeah, and I remember early on too the discussion of the business of Rooster Teeth. I remember, of Red versus Blue. Rooster Teeth actually got layered in 2 or 3 weeks after that. I said, if we're gonna start making money from this, we can't have it just be called Red versus Blue because eventually we're gonna have other shows, or people are gonna get tired of this show. After it runs 6 episodes,
right?
And we need something else to be a bigger brand. So made up this company, Rooster Teeth, that was making Red versus Blue. And it's funny because I remember one of the disagreements you and I had back in the Drunk Gamers days is I always wanted to try to find a way to turn it into a quote unquote real business.
Right.
And
you wanted to monetize it. I just wanted to get free games and get drunk.
Do you remember the conversation we had where I said, look, the site is called Drunk Gamers. We had about 3,000 readers, and I said, what if we sell shot glasses? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And you were like, no. And I was like, why not? And your answer was so ridiculous. Do you remember what the answer was? It was either you or Jeff. Actually, I can't give you credit.
I don't remember.
The answer I got was, Burnie, the point of this isn't to make money. The point of this is to become famous on the internet. And I went,
that was me. That was me. I'm sorry to say.
I went, what? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
How embarrassing. I was stupid.
No, I know. Well, you're basically saying there you're just doing it for the love of doing it or whatever.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And it was a hobby. I mean, I couldn't picture it really becoming anything, I guess, also.
And I remember, too, the crazy thing, I have some of our conversations from back in the days. I had to almost, force you guys to take money from Red versus Blue. Do you remember any of that stuff at all?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it was
you sat down, we had to have, a discussion about that, and we were like, whatever. Again, we didn't think there was any real business. You never think that this stuff's going to actually happen.
Yeah. And then, so that was probably episode 1. And I think it's okay to talk about the business stuff. I mean, people know Rooster Teeth is a successful business at this point, right? Mm-hmm. So we can talk about this. And then, so the first thing we realized is that we didn't have any way. We got a bandwidth bill for we were going to have to host this thing somewhere, and it was getting so popular.
Right.
And you were looking at it, and you were estimating it was going to cost us how much money for per month?
I think we were looking at $20,000 to $30,000 a month.
Yeah, it was we initially got a bill where the bill for the usage was going to be $12,000 for the first major hit. It was people don't even realize that today, right?
Right.
That you just put up a video and YouTube hosts all that stuff. But back in the old days, I shouldn't say the old days, back then, when you had a successful video or even like a web page,
It cost you.
It cost you even an image.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a big deal. You don't want people like stealing your images, stealing your bandwidth.
Oh yeah, like what do they call that?
Hot linking.
Hot linking. That's right. When people would like link your image without giving you credit, and they were just siphoning off all your traffic, and it would cost you money, and they didn't give you credit for it. Look at this. I can't find shit. You're gonna have to take over again because I believe Gus is playing now because I've been in like 4 houses and found jack shit, and then you step in and you find a fucking med kit and a knife. But yeah, so we started doing that, and I went to Gus and I said, we want to, we got to have a plan to monetize this. We got to find a way to pay. We can't make the show unless we can find a way, some way to pay for the server bill. And so came up with the idea of doing sponsorships, which was basically at that time pre-ordering the Red vs. Blue Season 1 DVD.
If you think about it now, it's almost like a Kickstarter.
Totally.
You give us money now, and when we make a product, we'll send it to you.
Right. And there was different levels.
Yeah.
So like different reward levels. So you could have a digital sponsorship that would let you watch the video early, and then you could have remember what it's called?
And you could also download a higher resolution video file.
That was a big deal then. Which, by the way, was standard def.
Right.
You could download 320 by 240, or if you had the high res one, you get 640 by 480.
The other one was super sponsorship.
Yeah, it was called the super sponsor, and the super sponsor meant that when we finished the DVD, we would ship it to you. And it was me and Gus and Jeff shipping DVDs out of our living rooms.
It was $5 extra, I think, if you were in Europe, just because of postage.
Yeah, that was. Oh, you're dead. You're so dead. You're so dead. Look at them.
Isn't this the same? Aren't these the same 2 zombies like we killed earlier?
It's an alpha version of the game. I want to point that out to everybody watching. This is not to be judged for final content. Also, it's like your method of like circling and stabbing is the most effective thing I've ever seen in any video game.
The reverse circle strafe.
Oh,
did she get me? No.
I don't think she did. You don't feel any blood in your clothes. You're not damp with blood.
Oh, I can feel blood dripping.
You can feel it. You got her. I got faith in you. You can do this. It's funny that killing 2 zombies takes you a minute and a half in this, and in Dead Rising 3, you get like 5,000 every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The grind in that game is killing me right now. I was talking with Ray about it earlier on Twitter, and it just drives me nuts. I can't stand it.
What are you grinding at? You just trying to get all the kills?
There's a thing in that where, the Dead Rising franchise has this thing where they kind of made their mark by having 54,000 kills.
Right.
Yeah, and so ever since then, they've added more and more kills. This one's about 350,000 kills.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And they hide it from you, too. Like, the biggest achievement is the left 104 for dead, which is 104,000 kills. That's the biggest achievement in the game. But then there's a hidden thing where one of the achievements is finish all the PP trials, and it's kill like 100 zombies. Then once you do that, it unlocks kill 1,000 zombies. Then when you do that, it unlocks kill 5,000 zombies. Then it unlocks kill 20,000 zombies. Then it unlocks kill 54,000 zombies. Then like 100,000 or 72,000. Then 200,000. And the totals from one don't count for the next.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you get to 72,000, it starts over, and I'm at like 1,800 of 200,000 at this point.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. So this game definitely takes a different approach to zombie killing than does Dead Rising.
I can no longer bring my weapon up again.
What are you doing? You're fucking shit up, Sorolla. Maybe because you're bleeding out?
No, I applied a bandage.
I just want to point out to the audience this is an alpha version of the game. Judge for
When's this
final
alpha?
release. What?
I'm just not clear.
0.3. Yeah. We didn't actually show the disclaimer at the beginning, but so to be fair to these guys. We learned from our Bloodweight days not to make too much fun. But so the sponsorships, we had to have a way to do that, and we had never had any like PayPal thing. So you like bandaged together this PayPal forum tool that would allow us to take subscriptions and make a different level for people.
Yeah, it was fucking awful.
Remember the name of that?
It was KISS.
KISS. Yep.
Keep it simple, stupid. And that's what I did. It's when we first started Rooster Teeth making Red vs. Blue, I'd moved away. So I was living with my family in Puerto Rico. So you and Jeff were making the episodes here, and you were still working your day jobs. So my contribution was, since I couldn't be here to help make episodes, I would just sit there and grant sponsorships all day long. Mm-hmm. And I would go through all of the email we received. So I would reply to every message and then use KISS to like upgrade or downgrade people's sponsorships. And
I think at the time you were actually kind of trying to hide that from us, like you had built some automated system and we didn't know you were manually processing it all in the back end.
It was fucking awful, man. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, a couple things happened. As soon as Red vs. Blue was made and took off, like almost everybody moved out of town. You moved to Puerto Rico, and Jason moved to
New York.
Jason, who plays Tucker, he moved to New York. I was like, what the fuck? There's something going well here, guys.
Well, we already had plans to move.
But he packs up shop and leaves town. But my favorite memory, or the craziest memory that I don't think I've ever talked about from those days, was you set up the sponsorship thing. I was working with Jeff. We launched it midday. And I said, Jeff, let's just launch the sponsorship model. We told people it was coming. And we'll go to lunch and we'll come back and we'll see how this thing does. It was basically a moment of like, are we going to be able to continue making this thing? And I had faith that we were gonna, but you never know.
Right.
I thought there are people out here that will support us. You know, they want to help out. And so you set it up. You said we'll turn it on. I started getting the test emails. They came in, and in my Outlook, they came in with a certain subject line. And so I set up an alert on my Outlook that when they came in, it would play a little cash register sound.
Classy.
Yeah, it was from AIM. It was the cash register wave from AIM. It was like, cha-ching, it would do that. So Jeff and I went to lunch, and we were talking about it. We were trying to, like, not focus on it too much to see how this thing would go. We're at lunch, and I get a call from the office. And I thought, that, oh, shit, what's the problem? So I answered the phone. One of the guys from the office was said to me, he said, hey, where are you? And I said, I'm at lunch. And he says, I need you to come back here. You have to unlock your laptop. And I said, why? Or unlock your computer. Probably wasn't a laptop at the time. I said, why? He goes, it keeps making this sound and it won't stop. And I hear in the background of the phone call, I hear that cash register sound behind him going like over the top of itself, like cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And I hung up the phone and I looked at Jeff and I was like, you're not going to fucking believe this. And it was like, that was the moment. Get her. That was the moment when I was like, this is, oh, that's cool. That actually,
shit.
Swing. I said, that was the moment. That was like a crazy like moment of like runaway success.
Yeah.
And because it was, that involves money, people can, infer from that, that we were making money on that stuff right out of the gate. That we never really talked about it because we always felt like that would be like, oh, you're dead. I didn't leave my day job for 3 years.
Yeah, I think it was season 3, halfway through season 3 before that happened.
But it definitely helped. That helped, and the early support. I cannot tell you to this day how appreciative I am of all those people in those early days that sponsored us. Do you remember this first dude who on the first day that the sponsorship was $20, and he sent us $300?
Yeah.
And we wrote him back. We said, hey, you did this wrong. You sent us too much money. He goes, no, you guys keep it. He goes, you guys have in 3 weeks given me more laughs than I would on a night out with my friends at a comedy club. And that's what this would cost me, so I figure you guys deserve it. And we were just like, wow, we could actually build a business in online entertainment. That was that moment where it's like, there are people who will actually support this stuff. People are ready to watch stuff online, and that's a primary form of their entertainment.
It's funny because I thought, wow, comedy clubs are a great business then.
Gus left us immediately and started a comedy club in Puerto Rico. I should turn this down a little bit earlier. That's okay. We don't want to interfere with it. But yeah, so here we are back on the beach again. Look, we're reinventing ourselves all the time.
With more colors.
Totally different beach every time you do this. This game is weird because it's one of the harder games to video record in because you forget how vibrant it is when you're alive and fresh, as opposed to like wandering around bleeding, covered in bandages, and getting shot up by other humans. I'm sorry we didn't see a human today, Gus.
Yeah, it's low population still. We saw that tree though.
Got a lighthouse.
Alpha. Want to remind everyone?
I want to remind everybody this is an alpha candidate. Should be judged for final release. Oh, look at this lighthouse. I love that. This is one of the first things I ever encountered.
So one of the first things you showed me.
Yeah, in DayZ we found a lighthouse.
I once found a bike by a lighthouse.
That's kind of like a good way to like bring this full circle and wrap up our conversation here. We went well over an hour, Gus, you and I.
I like to talk.
Oh yeah,
we talk every week on the Rooster Teeth podcast, available at roosterteeth.com/podcast.
You always try to cut us short too. But what about those? Anything else you want to talk about from those early days?
I guess it's. I already talked about the big thing, which was I feel like I don't talk about what I was doing during that first year while you all were making the videos. Managing all those sponsorships, taking care of the PHPBB stuff, and then when I came back, it was a good fit because I didn't have a job anyway, so I just lived in spare bedrooms and continued to do that. And to try to, provide the flexibility to help, get other things done. That way there wasn't so much filming and shit to do at night.
And then and when did you come back to the U.S.?
It was February 04, so I was gone for a year.
February.
So yeah, I came back right at the beginning of season 2, between season 1 and season 2.
Crazy. And then we fast forward 12 years, we're about to hit our 12th anniversary. Gus, you run the podcast, which is now turning into like a few different shows. We just talked about big plans for that in 2014. You run RTX, which is growing by leaps and bounds, and we're trying to figure out what next steps and where to take that thing next. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. I have a thing where I'll look at people in the company now, and I'll look at Adam takes care of our servers. I'll look at Patrick, who's our director of broadcast stuff. And I'm like, I used to do all of your jobs.
I know. I do the same thing. It's like all the time, and it's like it's funny as we expand. It's like I remember hoping I could get to the point where I could do just one of these jobs.
Yeah, and it's great. I feel like we've been really fortunate, and we have a great team of people who work and specialize on things, and really knock it out of the park.
Yeah, and it's like you can look back through our company too. There's been a lot of times where it's like you look at the course of a year, and we would circle back through all the different parts of our company, like focusing on something like, okay, now let's work on the website. Okay, now let's work on this. Now let's make a show. Now let's focus on sponsorships and what we're going to do there. And you just like circle back around on stuff. And now it's to the point where we can just work on everything all the time because we have so many cool people.
It's great.
Yeah, go from one person in a bedroom, two people in a bedroom, 3 people, then 5 people with Matt and Joel, and then now we're up to what? 68?
Something
people?
like that. It's crazy.
Our last head count? Yeah, we were just talking about the new building that we're moving to. Matt was at his end of the year CEO speech was telling us all about that stuff.
Yeah, it's great. It's continued growth, which is awesome, even after all this time.
Yeah. So I guess Gus, thanks for sitting down and talking to me.
Yeah.
And
I feel hungry.
I feel thirsty. I want to drink something. Thanks to all of you for listening. It's been fun, Gus.
Yeah.
It's been fun. So we'll sit down and maybe sometime in the future and talk more about like the years in between.
Let's do it in 12 more years when we do it via hologram.
Yeah, we'll do it in the year 20,026. Jesus.